The year was 2149, and humanity believed it had reached its golden age. Nations had unified under fragile peace, technology had soared to unimaginable heights, and Earth seemed untouchable. But peace never lasts. At the edge of the solar system, astronomers noticed distortions, like ripples in water. Soon the skies above Earth darkened. Shadows spread across the heavens as colossal ships, black, jagged, alive with alien machinery, descended from the void. And then, without warning, the slaughter began. Beams of searing plasma rained down on the world's greatest cities. New York, Beijing, London, Delhi, Tokyo, Moscow, each reduced to ash in mere minutes. Towers melted like wax, millions perished in blinding light, and entire nations were decapitated in a single night. The invaders came not to speak, not to negotiate, but to erase. Humanity's armies rose in defiance. The combined military might of Earth launched everything it had: stealth bombers, orbital cannons, nuclear warheads. But against the alien armada, it was like throwing stones into a storm. Nuclear warheads exploded harmlessly against alien shields, absorbed by shimmering domes of energy. Fighter jets were shredded midair, swarmed by hunter drones, insect-like machines faster than bullets, tearing wings and flesh alike. Naval fleets were obliterated within hours. Alien plasma turned oceans to boiling graveyards, leaving ships as twisted wreckage drifting on black water. Armored divisions on the ground were crushed beneath war mechs' towering constructs of steel and flesh, each step shaking the earth, each cannon blast vaporizing battalions. By the end of the first month, 4/5 of humanity's military strength was gone. Satellites shattered. Command centers obliterated. Governments collapsed. The survivors fled underground, into abandoned subway tunnels, mines, caverns, and bunkers, carved deep into the earth. For the first time in history, humanity no longer ruled the surface of its own planet. The aliens roamed freely, burning forests, scarring deserts, poisoning oceans. Their beasts, grotesque hybrids of biology and machine, hunted the remaining humans for sport. The skies became their domain, blackened with ships. It was no longer a war of conquest. It was a war of extermination. The invaders were not a single species, but an armada from the Galactic Council, a coalition of ancient powers who had marked Earth for harvesting. Their drones blotted out the skies, small but merciless, tearing anything that moved. Their brutes, six-legged biomechanical monsters, leveled cities and devoured survivors. Their war beasts, titans of living metal, were unleashed to crush entire continents. Their overseers, skeletal commanders with vast psychic power, bent human minds into silence, paralyzing armies. Before the slaughter. And at the heart of it all loomed the Eclipse Dreadnought, a ship so massive it cast shadows over oceans, its cannons able to slice mountains in half. In a matter of months, Earth was reduced to a wasteland of fire and ash. Humanity stood at the brink of extinction. And yet, in the darkness, a whisper began. It began beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. While fleeing alien hunters, a team of archaeologists stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Inside, the walls told a story, not of pharaohs or kings, but of giant human-like beings, seated in meditation, each with a weapon by their side. The carvings were ancient, older than Egypt itself, etched in a language long forgotten. The beings were not gods, but guardians, protectors of Earth. And carved beside them were maps, markers pointing to other hidden chambers across the globe. In the icy Himalayas, beneath the volcanic Mount Osama of Japan, under the endless Sahara Desert, deep in the Amazon rainforest, hidden in the Andes Mountains, and one within the pyramid itself. The message was clear. These beings were sleeping, waiting. When Earth faced annihilation, they would awaken. Resistance leaders seized on this fragile hope. Teams were dispatched to every location, guided by the ancient carvings. But the aliens had learned of the search. They unleashed their armies, determined to crush these efforts before they bore fruit. Battles erupted across mountains, deserts, jungles, and ruins. Humanity dug into the earth, desperate to find salvation before their hunters descended. And then the earth shook. The first to stir lay beneath the Himalayas. As alien war mechs tore through the mountains, a frozen cavern cracked open. Upon a throne of ice sat a colossal man. His eyes opened, pale as snow, and he reached for a blade of silver steel. With a single swing, he cleaved alien titans in two, his strikes like avalanches. In the Sahara Desert, sand collapsed into a cavern where another figure stirred. A man rose, taking up a shield of blinding light. Plasma fire from alien cannons struck him, but the shield reflected it back, annihilating fleets in the skies above. Beneath the Great Pyramid, a woman opened her eyes for the first time in millennia. She lifted a staff crowned with crystal flame. With one gesture, firestorms erupted, turning alien legions into molten ash. At Mount Osama, the mountain rumbled as lava veins glowed red. A warrior lifted a hammer of blackened stone, and with each strike, rivers of fire erupted, drowning alien armies. In the Amazon rainforest, a scarred, towering figure grasped a spear of obsidian and living wood. He raised it to the heavens, summoning storms and lightning. The jungle itself came alive, crushing alien machines in roots and floods. And in the Andes, hidden in a valley of stone, a huntress awoke. She lifted a bow of silver, her arrows glowing like falling stars. The first arrow split the sky and pierced a dreadnought in orbit, tearing it apart in a shower of fire. 6 in total. 3 men. 3 women. The elder gods of Earth had awakened. The aliens unleashed their fury. The full armada descended. The eclipse dreadnought loomed over the planet, disgorging war beasts larger than cities. The battles that followed were unlike anything the world had ever seen. In the Himalayas, the blade of ice cut through machines like paper, his sword strikes splitting valleys and glaciers. In the Sahara, the guardian of the sun deflected orbital bombardments, sending fire back into the skies. The Lady of Fire in Egypt summoned storms of flame that consumed entire deserts, her staff a burning beacon. The hammer of Osama unleashed the fury of the earth itself, mountains shattering as rivers of molten fire drowned fleets. The spear of storms in the Amazon called down hurricanes and lightning, ripping alien cruisers from the skies like falling birds. And the huntress of the stars loosed arrows that pierced motherships, her shots tearing the heavens open with light. Together, they were unstoppable. The alien army, once invincible, was slaughtered. The skies cleared. The oceans stilled. The earth trembled, not from alien fire, but from divine wrath. At last, the eclipse dreadnought itself descended in desperation. The battle raged for days, shaking the very crust of the planet. But united, the 6 elders struck as one. Their weapons shone with the fury of Earth itself. The dreadnought cracked, split in half, and fell into the sea with the roar of a dying god. The war was over. As silence fell over the battlefield, the elders raised their weapons once more. From the ruins of the dreadnought, a signal pulsed into the stars. It carried no words, no threats, only a simple warning, carved into the minds of every alien civilization. Earth is under the protection of the elder gods. Never provoke them. Across the galaxy, the message spread. Colonies shivered. Councils panicked. Armies hesitated. And for the first time in history, Earth was feared. Humanity, broken and battered, emerged from the ruins. They were no longer alone. The forgotten gods had awakened, and the galaxy would never forget their wrath. The war of extermination had failed. The age of Earth had just begun.